I've been looking for an anvil for a while now, and this is a story of how I found my anvil. I was at an auction in Colorado, farm implement and trailer and buggy kind of thing, and they always have a number of tools and things like that as well. And I go and look for an anvil, and of course, either I don't see one or I see one that's complete junk. And so this time I went and I saw this anvil sitting here. Looked basically like this. You can see that it got paint on it. It's dirty. You can't really read any of the writing that's on it. So I wasn't really sure what I was buying when I bought it. In fact, I took this picture right here with my phone, and just to see if I could see it better on my phone, and of course I couldn't. And I really didn't know what I had until I got it home. This is the first picture I got when I got home, and when I looked at it I could get a closer look, and it wasn't people all running around and everything. I started to get a little bit excited because you can make out the first few letters there, P-E-T, and I just thought, no, surely this is not what I think it is, but there it is. So once I was able to take the wire brush to it and just start cleaning it up, I got more excited with every letter that it was exposed. And you can see here, P-E-T-E-R and Wright, and then the word patent starting to show up. And I just couldn't believe that that's what I had in my hand here. So here it is. It's all cleaned up, for the most part cleaned up, and you can clearly read Peter Wright on there. As I come in a little closer, you'll see across the bottom TTT8. Now I'm going to pause the video here for just a second, and for most of you that know anything about anvils, you understand that that's probably the weight of the anvil. And normally, to me, it looks like TT18. Now, that makes no sense given that the weights is usually it's a numeric value, right? With the 100th weight being 112 pounds, the next digit would be the quarter weight, which would be 28 pounds, followed by the last digits, which would be the weight in pounds. And what this is saying then is if it's 1118, it would be 112 pounds, the first one. The second one would be 28 pounds. And then the last would be 18 pounds. So 112 and 28 and 18 adds up to 158. And I put this on my bathroom scale and weighed it out, and weighs out at 155 pounds. So I'm reasonably sure that what looks like TTT8 is actually 1118. So I was fascinated by this Peter Wright thing, and doing research online, and I started seeing something showing up on a lot of the images that I saw that wasn't on my anvil. So this picture on the right is something I just pulled off the internet, and it shows Peter Wright patent, and then in the bottom it says solid wrought in kind of a circular pattern. And clearly my anvil does not have that on there. And I had also read that the potential for counterfeiters was out there, that people would buy anvils, stamp Peter Wright in the side of it, and then resell it as a Peter Wright. And so I was a little concerned that, well, maybe this thing that I bought is a counterfeit Peter Wright, which would be kind of cool in its own way, but it's not what I wanted to hear. So I went online and I posted pictures of my anvil on a couple of blacksmithing forums, and I got back a response from somebody that I'll just read it to you. It says, based on the Anvils in America book from Postman, it looks like you have a pre-1910 for sure, as there is no England stamped on there. It would actually seem that yours is a 1852 to 1860-ish anvil. Postman notes that one of the minor changes from 1860 to 1885, was the addition of solid wrought. So without that, yours would seem to predate it. Pretty darn cool if you ask me. So I ended up with not only a Peter Wright, but one that is 150, 160 years old. I am so happy. So the Anvil is not perfect, as you can well imagine, after 860 years of use. And I'll show you a couple of the imperfections I found. First, the face is a little dented. You'll see here right up by the horn, clearly there's an indentation where it's just been worn out. And then there's a couple of places where the edges are chipped, but not terrible. The edges are in pretty darn good shape if you really think about it. But you can see a little bit of saddling there in the face. The horn has been, I don't know what happened to the horn. It looks like they took a hacksaw or something to the horn, but it's got these gouges in it. They will file out. I'm not too worried about that. A couple of little imperfections in the face. Again, I think I can file some of those off. That one right there is raised, so it's not terrible. So the last thing I'll show you here is a couple of imperfections. And one of the things I heard about Peter Wright's is they did a pretty good job of hiding the top plate, bringing up the wrought iron over the top. But you can see right there where the camera finally focused. There's one spot there and one here up by the horn or the upsetting block where you can see the lamination has come off. They've chipped it away a little bit, but it's, what are you going to do? It's 160 years old. It's in great shape. So that's my Anvil. If you're looking for one, keep looking. There's got to be one out there for you somewhere.